Hi everybody, Joe Aiello here for the 34th annual SDOI Sons and Daughters of Italy virtual event. Yes, things being done a little bit different this year because of COVID, but it's nice to have you here with us, and it's all brought to you by our friends at RBC. Thank you for joining us. Right now, we want to bring in the SDOI Garibaldi Lodge President. How about a big hand in your own home for Dino Petrelli?
Hello everyone, nice to virtually see you all here this evening. I'd first like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 1 territory, and that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and dedicate ourselves to moving forward with Indigenous communities in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the 34th annual Sons and Daughters of Italy Gala and the first ever virtual event. Thank you. With the tremendous support of individuals like yourselves, over the last 30 years, we have given over $2 million to support worthwhile Manitoba charities. Such charities, such as Cancer Care, St. Boniface Hospital, are very worthwhile charities. But this year's worthwhile charity of choice is the Clan Mothers Healing Village, a midterm to long-term support for women who have been victims of multi-generational trauma, sexual violence, and sexual exploitation, such as human trafficking, and we will help them begin their healing journey. The proceeds from this gala event will make a valuable contribution to the Clan Mothers and all of those who will use it, making hopefully a greater Manitoba community. At this moment, usually when we are all together, I'd ask the Sons of Italy members, Sons and Daughters of Italy members to stand up. But obviously because we're virtual, I'm going to have to do this in sort of a stepwise fashion. But I would like to thank our dinner committee, co-chaired by Mario Pasolippo, Mike Macaluzzo, Stephanie Zarino, and Paul Buetti. This evening is no small feat, and it is executed by a dedicated group of Sons and Daughters of Italy members who selflessly give countless number of months to this cause. I would like to now take this moment and recognize all the brothers and sisters of the Garibaldi Lodge in making both this evening a success and hopefully coming together in the near future at another gala event. So thank you all. Another item we usually take care of on these evenings is our scholarship awardees. The Sons and Daughters of Italy have been able to continue its philanthropic work in the community because of young, dedicated Italian Canadians that stood up to share in both their pride and our culture and heritage. 3 examples are tonight's scholarship recipients, and I'd like to name them out. Usually they'd stand, but at this moment it's obviously virtual, so I'll just call them out. So Gianfranco Liuzzi, Mariella Cianflone, and Rosario Basalo. Congratulations, and keep up the good work. I would also like to take this opportunity to speak quite frankly about this evening. So I'm sure you are all feeling the fatigue of virtual events by now, all due to obviously COVID-19. But I'd like to thank both yourselves and the larger Winnipeg community for coming together and helping both us as the Sons and Daughters of Italy and the Clan Mothers in supporting our virtual event. An overwhelming number have generously donated their sponsorships and ticket costs. And to them, we say thank you for making this year's gala, or virtual event, as we now call it, possible. You will see many of these sponsors and ticket holders' names later in our program, and we'll have a special slot dedicated to them to thank them for this year's generosity. As we know, it's quite difficult for many companies and individuals this year. To those unable to make donations at this time, we also thank them and appreciate their support, as without them, this evening could not have been possible. So thank you again. So lastly, I'd like to talk about a relationship that we have invested in with Royal Bank of Canada over the last 8 years. It's quite interesting that it's actually been 8 years already. But what's most interesting is actually the things that we have sort of learned about each other. And it's also interesting how RBC was there to support us at our most time of need. And that was in March, a few days before we're actually going to be launching our gala in person. And we had a number of errata calls between ourselves and RBC to try to deal with sort of the chaos at the time that we thought it was. But what was most impressive was how RBC was there by our side the entire time. They were there helping us sort of navigate the entire process, as well as helping us even make our messages that were going out to ticket holders and sponsors. And for that, we are in gratitude to them. But it's also something that they've actually instilled in our greater Winnipeg and Manitoba communities. As we have seen, RBC has been there for both individuals and business over the last few months, and they'll still be there with us as we navigate this COVID-19 pandemic. So without any further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Kim Ulmer, Regional President of RBC.
Good evening, everyone. It fills my heart to be here once again to celebrate the caring spirit of the sons and daughters of Italy. It is these same sons and daughters whose hearts are deeply woven through three passions: their Italian heritage, community service, and tremendous acts of charity, all of which are fully present with us here this evening. What makes Canada strong and well-positioned to take on the challenges of the future is our educated, immigrant-rich, and diverse population. What differentiates our Canada from other countries is our appreciation for welcoming the world's best and brightest through our doors. And that rings so true on the occasion of Manitoba's 150th anniversary, as we choose to look back at the 150 years that have come before and look forward to the 150 years still to come. We're made better by the example of the Sons and Daughters of Italy and how this organization honors its cultural roots and stays so connected to its heritage. From the arts to education to celebrating entrepreneurs to demonstrating the values of diversity and inclusion right here in Manitoba, the Garibaldi Lodge has committed itself to supporting and strengthening our communities. Through the generous gifts of their time and by creating opportunities for others, the sons and daughters have painted a magnificent picture of what is possible when we come together and choose to lift one another up. Tonight, in addition to a celebration of culture and heritage, in addition to the recognition of community service, we are overwhelmed by the sons and daughters of Italy and an unwavering commitment for compassion and charitable giving. Not only are we at RBC overwhelmed by this, I'm confident the Clan Mothers Healing Village are feeling the love, support, and compassion of this tremendous community at this 34th annual event. And as a critically important extension of this, so will the many women who have faced unimaginable traumas and are now seeking the healing and education of the Clan Mothers Healing Village. Berardino, to you and all of the sons and daughters, you have made an inspired choice of charity to benefit from this virtual gathering, just as you've inspired Manitobans for decades. Thank you to the Sons and Daughters of Italy for your partnership and friendship year over year. Thank you for your generous contributions to culture, community service, and charity. And thank you so much for making us at RBC feel like family.
There's a simple phrase we all want to hear. A few words that can make a big difference. That show you someone cares.
How are you? It's so nice to check in.
If you have questions about your money, big or small, book a check-in with an RBC advisor today.
All right, the moment you've been waiting for, time for our Heart of a Lion video, and I'll tell you, it's going out to one wonderful human being that has done so many great things in our community for so many great years. I couldn't be happier, except for the fact it would have been so nice to have about 12 to 1,500 people in one room to cheer him on. Enjoy the video.
Well, going back to day one, I guess we met through the circles of the Italian schools back then. In the summer, we used to go to Italian school. And then once a week, we would have a soccer game, basically, against each other. Just by listening to people talk about Gerry Lomonaco and the soccer skills that he had. Once I saw him with that soccer ball, I knew exactly what they were talking about. This guy could juggle the ball, like keep it off the ground, with 1,000 to 1,500 touches. He was just unbelievable. He's definitely totally family oriented. To him, there's nothing more important than family. Family, his friends, okay? That's what this guy lives for. Okay, that's what makes him such a special person. He's so caring, so giving. It's hard to find another person like this in this world, I'll tell you that much.
Gerry was always that one that everybody knew. You called Gerry, we all know where we're going. Gerry sort of cemented, he'd be the guy to call. Where do we go, where are we meeting? And he'd want everybody to come. There was not one person he wanted to leave out. He wanted to make sure every friend was coming. So we just grew with that, with playing soccer, and then eventually getting into the restaurant business with him was another big key component. He had his friends all working through the restaurant just to make sure we all were always connected.
The biggest pride I get in calling Gerry my dad is when I meet someone new. Every time I meet him and explain, I'm Gerry Lomonaco, they look at me and go, oh, is Gerry your dad? And as soon as I say yes, their face lights up with joy. No matter what avenue it is, or how people know him, it's the same reaction. Your dad is so nice, he's so giving, such an amazing person. And it just gives me so much joy in saying, yeah, that's my dad, I love him, and I want to model all the values he's taught me. And if I can be like him and pass that down to even the next generation, it's just an amazing feeling.
Growing up, my dad has been so many things to all of us kids and such a role model. And that's not just in our home life, but the way we see him towards the rest of the community. We grew up watching our dad feed kids in poverty out of the backdoor Serranos, whether it was breadsticks or sandwiches. We also saw him help children, that didn't have the means or transportation to play soccer, drive across the city, pick them up, take them to practice, help pay for those fees. And then by the end of the season, he had a job for them at Sorrento's. He's giving these kids, not only us, but these kids another shot.
Well, when I was a kid, I was about 13 years old. I lost my mom, and then my father and my other support systems weren't in the picture anymore. And then I met these two Italian twin girls in middle school, and they noticed I was in some trouble. I had a little bit of turmoil going on in my life. So after they noticed that, they invited me back to their place. A couple lunches, a little bit of antipasto, some focaccia was passed around, and they invited me to stay over one night, made me lunch the next day, sent me off to school. There was that repetitive day after day of them putting their hand out and taking care of me without me saying a word, and before I knew it, we were all family. Well, at first it was scary. I never had a father figure, any man in my life who I could really look up to. So when I met Gerry, it was unsettling to see someone so honest and kind, and some call it a blessing. I don't think Gerry saved my life, but he definitely gave me one worth living for, that's for sure.
He's been a big part of my life growing up. He was my soccer coach, one of my mom and dad's best friends. I've never seen one person fill up a van of kids so frequently and bring them to practice and feed them pizza beforehand. It's nuts. Gerry is the ultimate selfless, self-sacrificing person, constantly looking out for other people, constantly doing for others. So to my Uncle Gerry, on behalf of my mom and my dad and the whole Paletta family, congratulations on getting this well-deserved award, the Sons and Daughters of Italy Heart of a Lion Award.
You are most deserving, and I'm so happy for you.
You've always made us proud as friends, family. It is something that adds a twinkle to all our eyes, and good for you. We love you, brother.
I can speak for all of us in saying that it's a great day to be Gerry Lomonaco's family.
Congratulations, Dad! We love you!
Congratulations, Gerry Lomonaco, Heart of a Lion. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And as everyone knows, it's always about raising money here in the community with the SDOI group. And that's who we're going to talk to next. Christy Pearson Pollard and Elder May Louise, all involved with the Clan Mothers Charity and all their great projects. Let's hear from them.
Hi, I'm Christy Pearson, and I'm one of this year's co-chairs for the Sons and Daughters of Italy Gala. I first want to thank Berardino and the Sons and Daughters of Italy for continuing to honor the Clan Mothers Healing Village as their charity of choice, even with all of these delays and changes to format. I was asked a couple of years ago to support a group of women on their journey to build a healing village for women. This healing village will support and offer healing through counseling, programming, and education. The women will be surrounded by grandmothers who will provide love and support. I invite you to watch our video to see how this will work. The part I appreciate most about the Clan Mothers is that they recognize healing and education must first begin with the heart, before the mind, preparing women for a healthy future to become better mothers. If you heal a mother, you can heal the next generation. Recently, I read an article by Rebecca Chartrand. She's a strong leader in our community. I feel her words epitomize why this village is important, and I want to quote her now. By the age of 15, I had my own stalker, a white male in a dark blue vehicle, driving around watching me from a distance. Was he really watching me, I wondered? Why was he always there? After leaving a party in a downtown location, there he was again. Making my way home, we ended up walking through the Grey Goose bus station. And there he was again. He opened his long jacket to reveal himself. Shocked and scared, I ran into the women's washroom to hide from him. I peeked out of the washroom, and there he was, sitting on a chair nearby. I stayed in the washroom till morning and walked over the Slaw Red Chuck Bridge to my home in the North End. Not long after, my good friend Glenda Morso went missing, and 2 weeks later, she was found murdered. She was last seen walking over that same bridge. Well, you could say Rebecca was lucky that she didn't end up like her friend, but I believe that no child should feel that kind of fear. They shouldn't be worried that if they went missing, no one would care. Now, this isn't a story that I lived. I grew up in Riverview, a socioeconomic middle-class neighborhood, and I grew up white. Statistically, our province has failed Indigenous women and children. We have the highest number of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in the country, and the highest number of children in care. Economically and socially, our city and our province cannot thrive with so many Indigenous families living with trauma. This has to change. The Healing Village is a great start. By offering women and girls like Rebecca and Glenda a community of supports with elders, grandmothers, with wisdom and love. But these women cannot build a village alone. They need allies, like the Sons and Daughters of Italy and all of you listening to this video. They need people like us, who can support a vision that makes a difference in the lives of people right here in our community who need it most, especially right now. Thank you so much for supporting the Clan Mothers Healing Village tonight. These are difficult times for all of us. May you remain healthy and safe, and please be kind and generous. Good night. Thank you.
Hello everyone, it's May Louise Campbell here. To give you a little message of about the Clan Mothers Healing Village and Knowledge Center, which we have been working at for several years now. Originally, we know, at least I know from years of working with our women here across, and not only in Winnipeg, but across Canada, that they have become my teachers. And what they have taught me, that there's really no systems out there that has worked for our Indigenous women, because most of them are led by Western methods of healing, and there's nothing out there that's truly Indigenous. So that's what the Clan Mothers Healing Village is all about. We have to give them something that has a holistic approach, that has been indigenized in the manner in which our people many years ago, before contact, lived a very happy, balanced life. And that means the connections that we have to our universe. Our women were seen as sacred. Our women were treated as sacred. There was no abuse. There were none of the things that our women suffered drastically to this day. We know that there's still a lot of abuse to our women. There's still trafficking. There's still many, many horrible things that continue to damage the true spirit of who we are, who our women are. So we're looking at that, and this is what the Clan Mothers Village is all about. And there are many people on board who know that it's true. The reality is what the women have been telling me for all these years about their difficulties of trying to make a life for themselves. A good life is what they deserve. Our women deserve a good life, and the only way they can embrace that, it can happen, is through the village and the knowledge center, because we're going to provide for them all that they need, all the spiritual knowledge and gentleness and kindness and acceptance of all women, to embrace them, and also to provide for them a reason for life, a reason to live. Every person, every human being cannot live in emptiness. It's impossible. You have to have a purpose for life. You have to be of service to people. You have to give back the gift that you're holding inside, and all the women have a gift. And what we're going to do at the village is to teach them what that gift is, so that they then can become important healers to their own communities and our children. So that's what it's about, and we need a lot of help. We need the rest of humanity to understand the reality and truth of that's enough damage to Indigenous women. That's enough, because you see, if they don't heal, we'll never have the kind of life that we should have for our children in future generations. It's not going to happen until the women are healed and take their rightful place back in our communities. That's what the village and knowledge keeping is all about. It's about that. We will provide social enterprise for them. We will give them every opportunity in the world to see how absolutely wise and valued they are. And so I want to thank the Sons of Italy, the daughters and sons of Italy, for providing us this help that we need desperately. And we ask from the bottom of our heart for other people to recognize and realize how important this village is. Because this, if we can prove that this is, and I know we can, it is a replicable model that can be built across Canada. This very special village, healing and knowledge center, the Clan Mothers. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the gift that you are giving us, and all of our women will receive this gift many times over, many times over. Miigwech.
How come the prisons are full of our men? How come we still have missing and murdered women every day? Why are all these things continue to happen? And the women have to be healed. The women have to really believe who they are, who their great-great-grandmothers were, and how strong they were. They have to know that. They have to believe it. And they have to begin to take their power back, that we can come to know, who am I?
We have to wake up to who we are. Otherwise, if we don't, we continue to lose our children through death, through CFS, through prostitution, suicide, gangs, sexual exploitation, all of that, because our children don't know where they are, because the disconnection has been so severe already.
We can't do it in the systems that exist right now. The systems do not work for our people. We know that. So we have to create our own.
Coming back to the matriarchal way of life and way of thinking and way of caring. That's going to be the difference.
And that's why we set up our communities the way our ancestors set them up, in those with the women being held in reverence. Until our women take their rightful place back in the communities, nothing will change.
Our women will be coming to the land in a very nurturing environment, and the idea is that they come and they have time to breathe and time to think about who they are as Indigenous women and girls, and how we do have the inherent knowledge to change the pathway.
It's important to have the lodge. Indigenous people, we've been so lost. Having that community, to help raise that child is gone, and I think this is an opportunity to bring that back, because it's needed.
We've been working with a number of experts in many fields in Winnipeg as well as across the country in order to make this vision a reality. We have the land, we have the architectural plans, we have a site map, and we have a business case for sustainability. This vision is going to be a reality for the women and girls from the Indigenous community across Canada. The Healing Village is different from what is currently available to us because it's based on ideas and concepts that have been used for centuries by our people. The village has been designed and developed by Indigenous women with lived experience, and the focus is on providing land-based healing while using our traditional social enterprise models. In the end, our goal is to help our women while developing long-term sustainability for the village. We have developed a holistic approach that will give women a real opportunity to heal from the trauma. They will also have a chance to learn new skills, gain real-life experiences that will help them grow and gain confidence before they return back to their lives to begin their own journeys. Clan Mothers has been working with our women and girls for over 30 years, but the growing needs in our community places us at a crossroad. This new Healing Village provides us with an opportunity to expand our reach and have a positive impact in our women's lives, the communities, and in society as a whole.
All right, everybody, this is what it's all about. The 34th annual SDOI virtual event and raising money. Take a look at this. Wow, unbelievable. Congratulations. And hopefully we can even do better next year when we all get back together. But let's hear from our co-chairs for some closing remarks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mario Pasalipo. I am one of the co-chairs for tonight's virtual gala event, and also very proud to be the Sons and Daughters of Italy first vice president. And I'm sitting here with a couple of great guys.
Buonasera, I'm Mike Macaluso. I am one of the co-chairs along with Mario.
Hello, I'm Paul Boetti, another co-chair this year with Mike and Mario.
And we're missing one of our other co-chairs this evening. Stephanie Zarino could not make it, so we're going to send greetings on her behalf. So first off, we wanted to thank everyone for joining us this evening at our virtual gala event, our 34th annual. It's definitely a lot different from years past. March the 14th, we had to cancel our event due to everything that was happening, and we felt it was just the right thing for us to do. But we appreciate us and you and welcoming us into your home. And we do have some special thanks that we'd like to wish to send out to. We want to thank Joe Aiello for being the master of ceremonies this evening. And we appreciate everything you do for our organization, Joe. You're a great guy, a West End legend, and we appreciate you emceeing our event this evening. Want to thank Boom Done Next for being our ticket and sales sponsors, and they're our group that handles all of that. Want to thank Frank Okino, who's our print and media marketing person. Thank you, Frank, for all your hard work. Want to thank Travis and Claire Javadoni, who are our treasurers and our accountants, and being able to put all the numbers together for this event. I want to thank our gala committee for their many hours of meetings and taking the time out of their busy schedules to be a part of this year's event as well. And we thank you to all the members of the gala committee, to all our brothers and sisters of the Sons and Daughters of Italy. We thank you so much for all your hard work as well too, in making this event a huge success. And all our sponsors and donors, without you, this event could not be possible. And we truly thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we appreciate it very much. Mike?
Thank you, Mario. We've also had the pleasure of working with Christy Pearson and Elder May Louise Campbell, being our charity of choice this year for the 2020 Sons and Daughters of Italy Gala. We want to thank them for all their hard work and effort for planning tonight's event and all the time that we spent with them throughout the year. It's truly an honor to have got to know you guys, and good luck with your Healing Village. And pass it on to Paul.
I'd like to extend a big thank you to RBC and their continued support of the Sons and Daughters of Italy Gala. And we look forward to another gala in the future where we can all get together with your continued support.
We also want to thank our honorary co-chairs, Christy Pearson Pollard and Carmen Zarino, for being a part of this this evening, and all your hard work and help throughout the year. And we want to raise a glass from our home to your home, wherever you're watching this virtual gala event. We wish you all the best. Please stay safe and healthy, and we look forward to seeing everyone at our next event. And you take care. All the best. Salute.
Salute. Buonasera. Salute.
Well, that's it. The 34th annual SDOI virtual event is coming to a close. Thank you for giving us the last hour of your time. And of course, to all our major sponsors and sponsors alike that have donated to this worthy cause this year, we really appreciate it. It's been a goofy time, but hopefully you've had a good night, and we'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody.